All right, y'all. Good evening. It's Friday. Yeah, we had a podcast this morning, but I was looking at some stuff and just thought I wanted to get this off my chest. And it wasn't going to take a whole time to go until Monday or do a whole live show. Basically, I wanted to hit back on the Pro Football Focus, the PFF grades again. If you've watched the live show, you've heard me talk about I used to do national grades for recruiting for scout.com. And part of what I would try to do is try and root out biases and see if things match the eye test, et cetera, et cetera. And it's really hard to do when you've got a bunch of different people doing grading because not everybody grades the same way. This guy might be really easy. This guy might be really hard. This guy might lineman better. This guy might like wide receivers better. And it becomes really tough. So I understand that. PFF, Pro Football Focus, has been a pretty good resource over the last few years that we've been doing this together, y'all. But I've noticed there's been a pretty fundamental change in their grading for the two teams that I watch the most, the Atlanta Falcons and then Broncos for breakfast with the Denver Broncos. And I've found that I really haven't been able to use PFF as a resource because I feel like the grading has skewed so far from the eye test, from what you would expect, that it makes it really hard to compare apples to apples because it's clearly obvious that there's new people grading and they're not doing it the same way they have in the past. And they're not doing it the same way as other people. So what do I mean by that? Let's take a look at the grades for this week for the Atlanta Falcons. And I've got them pulled up. You can't really see them. That's okay. I've got another graphic I'm going to show you, but you go down in the bottom and the things they grade here, this is the by week and this is their premium stats. So yes, I am a subscriber on this. It says the overall 66.3 for the Buccaneers game, offense 75.2, passing attack 83. That's their highest grade, as you might see. And what made me think of this was kind of lamented some of the tackling in this game. And yeah, it's an F. It's way down here in the red at 28.4. And I'm like, okay. Now, my gut feeling on the analytics here is that these guys get graded awfully tough by Pro Football Focus. Let me see what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did. Okay. This is the Tampa game against the Atlanta Falcons. Overall, 73.3. Offense, 81.5, 85.7. Okay, so you look at this and in a vacuum, you say, okay, yeah, they had a pretty good offense. They ran the ball pretty well, too. The coverage grade at 54, yeah, they gave up 500 and something yards of offense. That even a C type of yellow here might be a little bit much. So what I did was I took all of the grades from the Atlanta Falcons. I took all of the grades from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I put them side by side. So here you can see the Falcons grades. The overall 66.3 versus the Buccaneers 73.1. Offense, overall offense, passing offense, pass blocking, receiving. How'd the receivers do? Oh, that one's wrong. Sorry. I found one where I missed one. The receiving grade for the Atlanta Falcons was higher. So apologies. I did find one. That is the only grade where the Atlanta Falcons were rated higher than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, there's some people that might think, hey, well, yeah, the Buccaneers should have won the game. That's fine. I get that, but the Falcons defense held the Buccaneers to 6 points in the second half. Kirk Cousins had a career day, had a historic day for the Atlanta Falcons with 500, set all kinds of new records. His only interception was a desperation pass on fourth down. The offense here, can you honestly say that the Buccaneers were better than the Falcons in every aspect in this game? Because that's what PFF is telling me. And what that tells me is I can't use PFF. If I want to try and if I'm not watching every single game, I can't say, okay, I didn't get to watch and see how Antonio Hamilton did. I didn't get to watch and see how Matthew Bergeron did. As a content creator, I cannot use PFF because I can't trust their rankings right now because they have changed things around to the point where they end up being meaningless. We're comparing apples to oranges. There's no way you can watch that game last night and say that the Buccaneers were better than the Atlanta Falcons in every single measurable aspect. Who won the damn game? So PFF, I love y'all, but you got to take an internal look at what you're doing because right now you're not getting it right.